Welcome to you all this morning here for the 2025 SHARKSKIN IRB Open Championships at the beautiful Southwest Rocks. Harold Marshall here with you all morning. Josh Clemson with me beside me. Semi-finals, finals. Today is going to be unreal.
Yeah, unreal day. Plenty of great races on the cards. We're looking at the temperatures now. Water temperature is a nice 20, considering outside the water it is a bit of a brisk 13. However, the sun coming through the clouds there is making it feel much nicer.
Yeah, it's a tough one. If you're in the sun, it's quite nice. If you're out of the sun, it is absolutely freezing, but it is not going to be freezing on top of the water. The action is going to be hot. We are starting off with the mixed IRB relay, or commonly referred to as the Taplin. Kurrawa, Hampton, Point Lookout, Caves Beach, Newport, Kira's teams A and B, followed by the A team of Kurrawa. 8 will be going into 4. This looks like an Aussie final on the line already. Yeah,
this is a very strong showing for a semi-final. Any of these teams definitely in contention for the Aussie Gold, so it's bound to be a very hot semi-final.
So no errors. Talk us through how long this event is. What events are we going through for this relay?
Yeah, longest race on the cards. We start with the tube, work our way into the team's rescue, then into the mass rescue, finishing up with the surf.
All right, final moments on the line, last adjustments. Some beautiful scenes down here at Southwest Rocks. Picturesque place now in the starters' hands. Final moments, just waiting for our starters to have the most equitable start for all teams on the line. The guns up and away. Just so important that we have that fair start. Newport looking strong through the middle there. One pull, they're out on the front. They're going to lead us out. So we're starting off with the tube race here this morning, Josh.
Yeah, that's right. So we see Newport just with their nose out in front. Caves and Kira next door, not far behind, getting ready to put their swimmers in the water.
So this is the ultimate test and strength of the club. So we're going to have 5 drivers, 5 crewmen, and then how many patients are we going to have in the water throughout this event?
Throughout the entire event, we'll have a total of 6 patients in the water. So they'll get rotated in and out as we go through the round.
So on screen at the moment, there, Tommy Doyle from Newport absolutely firing through. So trains with their open surf squad as well. But he loves his IRB racing. He's competing all year round. It looks like they're just holding on to that first place at the moment. But a bit of movement through lane 4.
Yeah, also Kurrawa down in lane 8 at the bottom of our screen there. Definitely in contention. We see Kira moving in lane 6 for the pickup. Kira reaching in for the pickup. First contact around the can on the way home. Newport on their heels, not far behind. Kurrawa in lane 8, also getting around the can. Then we look up to Caves White in 4, not far behind at all. But Kira, unstoppable for now, moving into that transition. Newport not far behind, getting around that turning bubble, tagging the next team, moving into the team's leg.
So important on this changeover is that the drivers are on or adjacent to that start line, so they need to be as close to that start line as possible there to ensure that it is clean, that it is fair, there's no disqualification. Such a technical event, the IRB Championships. It is a full simulation of rescuing. Look at this, quick whipping that around up for that first pickup. Nose nice and clean, and this is an absolute clinic on here at the moment for the A team from Kira.
That's right. That was a fantastic transition by Kira. They came in only 2 boats in front of Newport. They came out of that transition 5-10 boats in front. Moving into the next transition now, we've got Bailey Nash exiting the boat, getting around that bubble, getting back down for the second leg of her mass. Newport are in, Kurrawa in. Kurrawa look like they've moved up into that second place position now.
Oh, triple pull there for Bailey Nash. A little bit of a hop out there, but that's just opened up that lead for the Kurrawa 18. Just while she's on screen, let's talk about her. Aussie IRB Championships last year was absolutely elite. She was the pick of the best. She was out there. She was winning everything. And then a little bit of misfortune when we got to the World Titles.
Yeah, a little bit of misfortune. Injury struck while racing the national team, which definitely took her out of the chances for Interclub at World Championships last year at Kurrawa Beach.
Yeah, good to see you back in the water. So we've got Kurrawa and Kira just leading us out at the moment. Trying to get away one. Is this the biggest sets we've seen for the last week? We haven't seen much all day, all week. Yeah,
there's definitely some swell out there today. As we see in the far distance of this shot here, actually, there is swell that's going past us, but some of it seems to be coming around the headland a bit more today.
Yeah, and the beauty of the Southwest Rocks, that it is like northeasterly facing, so the swell needs to be direct in here because there is a lot of protection from the southern headland, so anything that's coming from the south, we don't really get too much from there. Direct north, not obviously as well, but this is calm, it is fast, it is fair conditions, and this is what you love to see in IRB racing. The big swells are good and exciting, but showcasing the best of the best where it's just on your skills, this is what we love to see.
Yeah, that's right. These are great conditions to race in. It much more reliant on your skill versus the luck of which waves they're going to hit you hard, which ones aren't, and which is why we're going to see some very close racing today. So Kurrawa just in their nose in front there, just tagged in the second leg of their teams. Kira not far behind.
The Newport there as well. So just waiting for just the top of the screen there. So the Kurrawa B team, Hampton, Skunks, we thought they would have been a little bit towards that pointier end point lookout there as well in Caves Beach. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 have got some work to do because it looks like the top 4 positions at the moment are all on that south side, alleys 5 through 8.
That's right. We've got Kurrawa making some clean work of that cans there. Very nice pickup. Kira, too, with a very quick pickup. May have closed that gap a little bit. Newport not far behind.
Yeah, unbelievable drone footage through there. And this is the stuff you love to see. They'll be able to go back and analyse this and see how they're actually competing and comparing against, the best of the best in Australia as well. So up and around, again, up on that transition. Low tide, so we've got lots of hard sand. Hard sand means it's fast, but it also hurts.
That's right. Exiting hot on a hard sand. Bound for an ankle injury, bound for heel injuries. But now we see Kira and Kurrawa neck and neck, closing that gap. It's going to be a very hot finish.
So with what we're seeing at the moment from these two clubs, if they're able to replicate this possibly could be a fight for 1 and 2 in the finals package later on this morning.
That's exactly what I'm expecting to see in the final. I'm expecting to see these two teams out in front fighting for that Aussie gold.
And you can just see how fast the impact of how perfect they've been throughout this. They're a long way out in front, up and around again.
And yeah, we see them cross the line at the same time there, jog across. They know they've both made it comfortably. No need to put any undue risk on that. Newport cross the line next. Then we might, is that Hampton and 2 across the line for 4th?
Possibly. You just see Caves just across the line there, tucked in next to the point. Look out, little stumble as they're trying to make their way out. Hampton possibly through there, but that was tough stuff through there. And then the Kira B team just making their way through. We'll see what transpires. But all we know is that 1 and 2 position, or 1, 2 and 3 with Newport there, alongside with the Kira's A team and also Carl's A team. That was enough for them to get through. And then it just looks like one of the tasks has been ticked off from the team there.
That's right. They'd be very happy with those performances. When you've got 2 teams in one of these semi-finals, it's incredibly difficult to make two in. So I'm sure Kira and Kurrawa are very proud with those efforts there.
So with having 2 teams in each of these races, so we've got 5 crews, so that's 10 people, 6 patients, and then you've got your patient boat there as well, your patient boat driver.
Yeah, and the 2 handlers holding the boat at the start of the race.
So both of these clubs have nearly got 40 athletes to support the team for this one race. That is absolutely huge, the amount of, I guess, the village that it takes to get these races up and away.
That's right. It's a massive effort to even put one team in a open mixed IRB relay, but to have 2 teams, it's a huge effort.
Now, when we pick boats, who takes preference? So if you've got your favourite boats that you're choosing, which driver gets to choose, or is that just on the captain's? Like, no, you'll take this one, and the other guys can have this one.
Yeah, it'll kind of go towards that. If we do have a number 1 and a number 2 boat, the A team will get the number 1, the B team will get number 2. But now we've got the results locked in. Karawa Team A in first, Kira Team A second, Newport Gold third, and yes, it was Hampton Skunks rounding out the top 4 through to the next round. And from there we have Caves, Point Lookout, Kira, and Karawa to end out the field.
Hampton Skunks getting in there. So they've got one more race come finals time, because this morning semi-finals is what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. It is all about top 4 placings in these first allotment of races to make their way into the finals showcase. Second heat coming up for the Taplin: Sunset, Kiama Downs, Miami, Queenscliff, 13th Beach or Barwon Heads, Caves 18, and then Broadbeach Black is what we're looking at. So only 7 in this one. No double up of teams. 4 are going to make their way through.
That's right. Expect to see a good effort from Sunset. Doing very well at the Australian titles last year, so expect to see some. I expect to see them through to the next round. Miami Team A, I expect to see through. Caves, I expect there. Mind you, anyone's game here.
You're just saying all the names, though.
That's
what it is, though. But we want to give a special shout out to the Kiwis, because it is a huge effort. So they come over for a few events throughout the. I guess it's the IRB season, not the summer, but the less warmer months up your way. And then go home, fly back, fly into Gold Coast, check in with you guys on the Gold Coast, drive down, stay here, drive back up, fly home. Huge effort. We'd love to see them here. Yeah,
massive effort. Great for them to be there. There's a couple of teams from Australia which have been going over to New Zealand and competing at their state and national titles, which has been great to share the love around.
Have you done that yet?
I am yet to do that.
Bucket list? Maybe.
Maybe. You see out, it's pretty cold.
And there's not much of not much fat on your 55 kilo frame.
No.
Either, Josh. So patience out in the water. Queensy on show there. Final adjustments on the line. Queenscliff on screen just before. Starters hands end away. Bottom of the screen, the black cap there of Broadbeach getting us in nice, clean of the way, but it's through the middle there, and that is the cap of Miami leading us out at the moment. Broadbeach on screen. Oh, a tiny bit of airtime. Oh, get it out there.
Yeah, so a couple of bumps out there, just in the field a little. But, yeah, Miami with the best of it around the can, putting their swimmer in. Broadbeach hot on their heels. This swimmer from Broadbeach will put in the effort, maybe get ahead. Very even for the first top teams right now.
Yeah, so at the moment, so on screen on the right-hand side, that is Miami working ultra hard through their bottom of the screen is that of Broadbeach, strong as well. So this is the tube element. Clipping on the patient. Patient has to kick as hard as possible. No over-the-water action. So any action has to be under the water for the patient being pulled. Both need to get across that line. And then you see the boats lurking in the distance to ensure they're getting as close to that pickup.
Yeah, so if I had to pick, Miami are doing well in lane 3, Broadbeach in lane 7, and then next best would be Sunset up in lane 1. We see Miami with their pickup now, returning back to shore. Great swim from Miami there. So yes, Miami, Broadbeach out in front, then down to Caves and Barwon Heads, 13th Beach not far behind, then up to the top of the screen before Sunset Beach. There's Paul Ryan coming in for his transition at Broadbeach, tagging Chantel Fife for her mass leg.
How was her afternoon yesterday?
Huge. She won the mass yesterday, so she's sure to put a bit of a gap on the field here.
And being a mixed event, is there a requirement of how many males and females you have to have in the squads?
Yes, you must have a minimum of 2 female squads.
And the fact that you can put her into the mass is fantastic.
That's exactly right. If you can have a female that can perform as well in the mass as Chantel Fife, that is exactly where you're going to put her.
What a pickup. Seamless pickup there for Broadbeach, looking strong. Caves Beach getting in there as well. So they've made their way from third into that second place with a great transition through there. And on board now with Broadbeach, flying through, popping over that first wave. Going to cut the engine as we get nice and close to shore. Both feet out, sprinting away. And look at that. Looks like Tori Coppin there from Caves has absolutely probably put in 3 boat lengths there, so they're going to get into that boat first. Quick changeover, pull of the ripcord, one pull, end away. A little bit of a stubble there from Broadbeach, but it's okay because it's the semi-final and they're in the top 2 at the moment.
That's right, Caves with their nose just out in front of Broadbeach now, but big gap on the rest of the field.
Yeah, this is what you like to see. So moving into the finals later on this morning, it's obviously got to be these 4 clubs that are going to be in there. So these 2 are so far ahead. Noting what are we not even halfway through the race yet.
Yeah, as these crews now come in to finish this leg, we'll be right on the halfway as they complete their transition.
The ladies working hard through there, so Caves Beach holding on to that lead at the moment. And that's the New South Wales captain there, so Tori Coppin. They've been racing since Wednesday. Big program for her, getting around that yellow can, tagging on, and they're just extending that lead. Broadbeach there, but movement at the top of the screen. Miami making up a fair bit of space there, so they put themselves nearly into that second position on that changeover. But lead just getting extended at the moment there for Caves.
Yeah, that's right. We see Caves only extend their lead now. Bit of trouble on the beach for Barwon Head's 13th beach, which we'll see soon. Broadbeach still solidified their place in second. Miami Beach not far behind them, coming into the can turns now. Clean pick up from Caves Beach.
This has got to feel good for them. Bit of momentum going forward before we get to the finals. Get this race out of the way. And a few of these people will have their individual events as well. So though it is a semi-final, it's also a nice run just to get the nerves and jitters out of the system.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you're on the line with the whole crew. There's a lot of pressure on this race. So being as comfortable as that, it's sure to feel great.
So Caves, Broadbeach, Miami, Kiama Downs still in there as well, just getting back onto the beach as Sunset in alley number 1. Queenscliff still got some work to do. Barwon Heads just on that last changeover, so they're probably sitting in 6th to 7th at the moment. The top 3 at the moment looking comfortable. Caves Beach leading us out very, very comfortably as we get to the final stages of this race.
Yeah, so the top teams now are in their team's leg, returning to shore now for another transition. We'll see how Caves do on this one. They were a little bit slower last transition. Let's see if they can keep up the pace. Tagged into their surf leg now. This is the final leg of this open mixed IRB relay. Caves have pulled and away we go. Broadbeach are off. Miami's off.
White water on top of the surface. We haven't seen that all week, so this is exciting for at least for the starts. A tiny bit of surprise element in there coming into the finals. Yeah,
I expect to see with the tide coming in today, once we get to the open finals, maybe it's going to be more reflective of the conditions we saw yesterday.
Clean again, so that's going to be enough for them. A really nice back end here from Broadbeach as well. So that's your 1 and 2. Miami at the top of the screen. Kiama Downs, looks like they might be in that 4th position as well. They would love to get to another Aussie IRB final. Masters yesterday, they were crowned Aussie champs for the Masters Championship by 2 points only.
2 points. Nothing in it there. But yeah, great performance from Caves, Broadbeach, Miami. Those top 3 way ahead of the rest of the crew. Definitely expect a good showing for them in the final. Kiama Downs red across the line for 4th. Great performance all round.
Yep, unbelievable. So that is the Taplins now done and dusted. Queensy across the sand there. The biggest teams event we've got here, the Aussie IRB Championship. So that will be final will be up later this morning, and then we go on to the last of the semi-finals. 27 races only today. We're 2 down, 25 to go.
That's right. Feeling on the beach this morning. Everyone's nervous. Everyone's not quite sure what to expect. But now everyone's got in, got wet, had a go. I'm sure everyone's feeling a lot more comfortable and ready for the action to come.
So noting that it is a 5-day carnival, most of these squads would have had some sort of representation at that interstate level. So they would have been having to get here on a Tuesday.
Yeah, many of the squads rocked up on Tuesday, got gear ready on the Tuesday, ready for Wednesday morning, which was scrutineering here. Then Wednesday, was it lunchtime? The interstate started. Great showing on the beach Wednesday for the interstate.
Now, just whilst we've got a bit of downtime in there, let's unpack scrutineering. How important is it, and what is it that, for the people that don't actually know IRB racing, what does the scrutineering involve?
Scrutineering involves just checking through all the gear. So all the boats, they're thoroughly gone through to make sure they're all in line, everything works out normally. But just quick look at the results from that last semi-final we just witnessed. Caves Beach, Caves Maroon in first, Miami Beach Team A in second, Broad Beach Black in third, Kiama Downs Red in fourth to round out your top 4 through to the next round. From there we move to Sunset Beach Team A, Barwon Heads 13th Beach, Precision Props, Queenscliff, not our first rodeo, to close out that second semi.
So the scrutineering, boats need to be, I guess, safe, everything in working order. Now the engines this is the technical part.
Yeah, so they're all sealed 25 horsepower engines, so you can't open them up, you can't do any boring out of the cylinders or anything like that. They're all sealed, they're all tagged. They've all got restrictor plates, the restrictor plates a certain size. Everything's checked.
So they are all equally exactly the same. And then it just comes down to skill on the water, which is what we're going to see coming up next for the female tube rescue. Kira Team BM and AB next to each other in lanes 1 and 2. Broadbeach, Bondi, Blackrock, Caves, Bondi again, and Karawa. This is the first of 2 semi-finals for the open female. Very brave there from Bondi, just swimming in Cozzies, no wetsuit there at all. You'd be in a 4-mil steamer or something, would you?
For finals day, you've got to get it out.
So on screen, Bondi, the bottom of the screen, the navy blue and white quarter cap, Caves just at the top of them. Full beach on screen again. Now the rashes that they're wearing, specific colour for each alley?
Yeah, specific colour for each alley. They'll be the same colours as the cans they're in, except for lane 1. Lane 1 has a pinkish rashy, but the can is red and yellow.
Okay, that makes sense. And it's just also easy visibility for our officials. So we've got officials on the beach that check the starts, the transitions, the finishes, ensuring that everything is above board there. But then we've also got our judge boats out the back that are situated perpendicular to the cans.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So yeah, they can see the rashy, they can see the cans, these line up. Then when they come across the finish line, they know exactly what lane they're in. Very easy to judge.
Technical event. The last lot of changes here. Wait for the patients to get into the water. The blue cap, the black rock on screen there. Ladies will be looking at firing here today. Top 4 will be what they're after.
Yeah, we see the sun starting to shine through now. I'm sure that's a bit of a blessing, feeling warm before we jump in for this swim. But again, the water is quite nice at 20.
Is it really 20? It feels colder. You would probably think it feels colder.
Yeah, I definitely think it feels colder than that, but I'd agree it's 20.
Whereas up at home on the Gold Coast, what are we looking at, 22, 23?
Yeah, still 22 at the moment.
It's like bath water.
Very nice.
So again, for those new to IRB racing, this is what we call the patient boat. So we've got a couple of old mates that will be out there driving all day, picking up our patients from the shore, dropping them out at the corresponding cans, ensuring that they know which can they're supposed to be at. Then they'll get dropped at that final can, and then they'll swim their way for the tube race, and they'll just hang about. And positioning-wise, where's the best spot for them to be on that pickup?
For this one, it's a tube race. So with the tube race, your patient's at the very final can, and you want to leave enough space for that swimmer to swim between you and the can, because you need to focus on getting that tube clipped up, and if you're right up against that lane, you're going to find some trouble. But we're now in the starter's hands.
The starters on screen there, Dave Hargraves and Brian Happ having a look around to ensure that we're underway nice and clean and all concise and together. But the top of the screen, Kira Team BM, first one's out, bottom of the screen, Karawa CS. So it's a Karawa 1 and 2 at the moment. Tiny bit of air through there. Now let's talk about if there's a bit of white water through the middle and the boat's getting checked, obviously that's going to affect that boat speed early.
Yeah, that's right. You notice then, as we're looking through this drone camera, all those teams that hit that white water, their boats, when they landed, slowed down just a little bit. So it's very hard to keep that top speed when you are hitting these bumps, hitting these waves. It's very costly.
Especially when we're trying to get up to speed, because if the prop's not in the water whilst we're accelerating, that's maybe 5 metres or so that you possibly could have lost because that momentum isn't there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we see Kira up in lane 1, already clipped up, swimming back. Same thing with Karawa down the bottom of your screen in lane 8. Also, is that Bondi in 6?
Yep. Bondi's there in 6 as well. So we've got the 2 Bondi teams. So BlackRock as well. So, sorry, 4 is Bondi. But it looks like BlackRock next to them on the blue can is looking strong. Caves Beach tucked in at the bottom of them as well at the moment. But the first pickup is going to be at the top.
Yeah, Kira moving in for their pickup. Also lane 4 and 5 also picking up. We've got multiple teams picking up at once here. Who can get the best pickup?
BlackRock.
Nose in front. Oh,
nose.
Boats in front, we should say.
That's a Pinocchio nose, that one. That is so far out in front at the moment. The Bondi BlackRock. Ladies, Gabby, absolutely perfect conditions out there.
Ooh.
Alec Hend, Emma Hend, and Amelia, too good, and yes, they are.
Yeah, Caves Beach, Caves Ranges, and their boat was in second place, but they killed it a little bit early, which may have been costly across the line.
Wow, decisions under duress.
That's right. It is the semi-finals of the Open Female Rescue Tube. We can't afford these mistakes.
No, you cannot at all. So we'll just wait for the replay to see what happened. But on screen at the moment, BlackRock with the navy blue cap, getting it done.
Yeah, great pickup, which is one of the most vital parts in the tube race. If you've got a good swimmer, that's definitely part of it. But everyone's got good swimmers. So when the swimmers are even, next thing to come into play is your pickup. How quickly can you get into the boat, navigate around that can, and get back to shore?
And then getting to shore, like you said, cutting that engine too early.
Yeah.
Losing that tiny bit of top end speed, not beaching yourself far enough up the beach, having to make that extra gap up with the leg speed.
That's right. Race isn't over until you'll cross that line.
So technical, so precise. So the Caves Beach team on screen there. So that's going to be their second team, the Caves Beach Black team for the ladies. And a huge program for, obviously, most people here would have already raced this morning. It's a huge morning, huge effort. So they're making sure the final adjustments are going to be right for their boat. Kima Downs red team on screen. We've got Kira Dale and Kathy Foster on screen. They're ready to go. Tucked above them is the smiling faces of North Avoca. That's Cara Cannon, Emma Duggan, and Ella Kemble. But the start list, Broadbeach, CE, Hampton, Williamstown, Caves, North Avoca, Kima Downs Red, North Cronulla, and Karawa. Semi-final number 2 for the Open Female Tube. So we saw the last race, just in the starter's hands at the moment. We'll watch this start closely through, I guess, alleys 3 through 6, where that white water was before.
Guns up and away we go for the second semi-final of the Open Female Tube Rescue.
Chalk and cheese from that last start. Not any wave or white water anywhere to be seen, so it's clean, it's fair. The top of the screen looks like Alley's 1 and 2, Broadbeach and Hampton leading us out strongly. Bottom of the screen as well. The other Karawa team whipping around. The can is just stuck there at the bottom for Karawa, but they got around it okay. Only a second or so that may have put them off. But through the middle on the blue can. Caves Beach there as well, along with North Avoca is where it's at the moment. We've just got the results through from that first semi-final. So BlackRock obviously comfortable. Kira Team BM, Carol was your second and third. And then it looks as if the Bondi ladies have just pipped Caves Beach on the line. So that's diabolical there for Caves, because they would have been hoping for a podium in this race and not even through to the semi-finals. But back to on screen, top of the screen. What do we got? Broadbeach leading us out strongly, and no surprises to see who's in that squad.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, yeah, Broadbeach in first. Caves Beach, Caves Black also moving in for their pickup now, as are North Avoca. That Korowa team at the bottom of your screen with that little bit of a trouble getting in the waters now, struggling to get around the can. But we see Broadbeach, top of your screen, with a gap on the field. Then it's going to be a fight for fourth. We've got 4 boats in contention there.
Needs to be perfect through here, so the ladies want to get nice and deep. Extra water at the top of the screen. Who's going to have that good speed across the line? Dip on the line. I think it might have just been North Cronulla just missing out on that one. We know that Broadbeach was comfortable. Caves was thereabouts. It was between North Avoca and that North Cronulla on the dip on the line. And we'll see what transpires, because that was hot, but nothing was faster than that lady on screen at the moment. Opens, Masters, does not matter.
Yeah, that's right. Big gap on the field there in the opens from our Masters competitor there.
So from the Tube semi-finals, we move on to what's next?
Male Tube.
Oh, obviously. Very good. So patients will be making their way across to the big...
Yeah, so many of the those female teams then had male patients. They're sure to be swimming in these next 2 races.
So male patients, why is that? Does it necessarily need to be male, but what is important for your patient in the tube rescue?
Super important. Most important is, can they keep up with your swimmer without using their arms?
A strong kick.
Yeah, strong kick. If your tube patient is there tugging on that tube the whole time, it's only going to slow your swimmer down. So if you can keep them just off the pace of your swimmer, so it's never tugging on that rope, your swimmer's going to have a great swim. Then the next most important thing is, can your tube patient get in the boat with very minimal help? The more that driver can focus on getting that boat around the can during the pickup, the better it's going to be.
Because even though it might only be a second or less than a second to help pull them in, that could be the difference between your third and fourth, your fourth and fifth, or even a gold or silver medal.
That's exactly right. But here's the results from that second semi-final of the female tube rescue. Broadbeach with the gap on the field, then to Caves. We see Hampton, North Avoca to round out the top 4 through to the next round. Climber Downs Red, Williamstown, North Cronulla, then Korowa to wrap up the top 8 from that semi-final 2.
So we always are eagerly watching the live feeds to see who is up and through, and if there's one thing that is synonymous with IRB racing, it is protests and disqualifications. So we'll wait to see what's actually the start line come finals. But for the open tube male, now in the starters' hands. Waiting for that perfect moment. Guns up and away for semi-final number 1. We've got Kira Team JL, Korowa, Caves Beach, Kira Team CT, Korowa Team SM. Point Lookout, Newport, and Korowa CJ is where it's at, but top of the screen. Looks like Caves Beach leading us out nicely at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. Caves with their nose in front of Kira in 4, and then up to the Kira in 1. Also, Korowa down in lane 8, definitely not out of it. Swimmers are in the water.
In bottom of the screen, you can see the two gentlemen standing on the boat is one of two judge boats. So they're on opposite ends, book-ending the cans just to ensure that the pickups, the drop-offs, the swimmers hopping out are getting out not too early to ensure that this ultra-technical event is run fast and fair.
Yeah, so we see Karawa there down in the bottom of your screen, lane 8, with a great swim. They weren't in the water first, but they do seem to have their nose just in front at the moment. Then you'd be looking up to Caves Beach in lane 3, also the other Karawa team in lane 5. So multiple boats coming in for pickups now.
Oh, geez, and that was ultra tight at the top by Caves. You just see through the middle there. I think Karawa just getting a little bit deep, Ken getting stuck. But Caves Beach, provided they can get out and onto shore nice and clean, top 4 looks quite comfortable there as well. Point lookout in there as well.
Yeah, very, very comfortable top 4. So Caves across the line, Karawa, point lookout across the line. So we saw Kira there, a little bit of a struggle on that pickup. They were picking up at the same time, however, a bit of trouble getting the patient in the boat.
So the baton on the beach green means our officials are happy with everything. If there's any issues, they'll just put that red up and then they'll just have to liaise and then articulate what may have been the issue. But Carol's comfortable. Caves were comfortable with that. A couple of high fives, making their way through to the final. Nobby's on beach, ready to go for semi-final number 2 for the open male tube. This is frantic pace this morning, Josh. Communication will be key on the beach. So is Kira a team, are they a radio team or a WhatsApp group team or all of the above?
All of the above. They try radios first. If radios aren't working, messages will be sent flying.
Nice. And who's in charge of that for the Kira squad on the beach?
Team managers, always.
How many?
I think today we've got probably 4 team managers on the beach.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this. Numbers out in force. Sunset there. So big shout out to the Southwest Rocks volunteer squad looking after us all week. Barbecue was delicious. Coffees were on point. Nothing better. I tell you what, though, if every other surf club that's hosting a carnival around Australia, take note, a barbecue ready at 6 a.m., also coffee machine ready at 6 a.m. is absolutely fantastic. They need to put that into every single carnival because there's nothing better than a 6 a.m. coffee on the sand. That's right. As a competitor, walking down the beach on the cold morning, having the smell of the snags and bacon and eggs. Fire you up. So results there on screen for the tube, and I know we're in the starter's hand for semi-final number 2. So we're off and away. So we've got North Cronulla, Hampton, Portsea, Karawa, Caves, Barwon Heads, Nobbies, and Miami. That is semi-final number 2. Tiny bit of a wave through there, Josh, but no issues at the moment for Nobbies. Yeah, I expect to see a great swim from the Karawa team there in lane 4. That swimmer did win the under-23 male category earlier this week. Bit of a wide turn there. He has jumped in almost last. We'll see if he can get back in the game. Best of it at the moment would be Caves in lane 5, the blue lane, right in the middle of your screen. Next best, lane 1, North Cronulla. So we just saw there, just on the right-hand side of the screen, the Karawa swimmer has probably stopped about 2 metres before the can to whip the tube out in front, just so that the pickup can be done a little bit more seamlessly and fast, correct? Yeah, that's exactly right. If you're leaving the tube trail behind you and then the patient has to grab the tube while it's already trailing, it just gives them less time to do that clip up, and they're going to start tugging a lot earlier, slowing your swim down. Yeah, because the difference between 1 metre or 2 metres can be diabolical, but Nobby's getting through really nicely at the moment. But at the bottom of the screen, that is Nobby's through there. Yeah, Nobby's New South Wales. Great swim there from the boys. We see Koa LK there, lane 4, coming in that 4th position. That swimmer jumped in last. Great effort from the boys there. Clean top 4. Nobby's New South Wales, Caves, Portsea. Karawa. Portsea in the red. There you go. Great effort. Geez, Nobbies, that was ultra quick. Now, results through from the previous races, a couple of our little boilovers there. The Kira team CT and JL, 5 and 6. Yeah, just missing out on those final places.
Very unlucky.
And we spoke earlier off air about the importance of the semi-finals morning because you literally get one shot. That's it.
Yeah. One shot. This is your warm-up for the finals, and it's just as important as the final itself.
That Nobby's team ultra strong through there. Sam Foster, Jack Hawkins, Connor Johansson. So the Nobbies should have gone to Specsavers is the team name. Too many syllables in that one.
Yeah.
So start list for our next race. We're going to be looking at which is the female mass. South Maroubra, Broadbeach, Karawa teams DL and TS next to each other. Venus Bay, Williamstown, Thurul and Hampton M. Hampton M is the momentum there from Friday. So that's going to be the Black Caps for us. Data Fewing's always on screen. Ready to go.
Williamstown on screen now.
Mm-hmm. So there's a couple of minor changes there. Boats getting set. Hampton M squad on screen. Dominant Friday afternoon. Broadbeach on screen. Dominant yesterday afternoon.
That's right. It's going to be a very tightly contested semi-final. We've just heard the whistle go now.
The handlers just getting those boats set in that right spot. Dropping tide is actually quite a transition run today for the athletes.
Yeah, completely different to yesterday afternoon where it was a nice short run, deep water. Today, completely opposite dynamic.
So with this dropping tide, like, how key is it for these drivers to beach themselves at that right spot? Because if we're going too deep or too shallow on this on that dry sand, we'll just wait for this start and we'll unpack that a little bit more. So starters hands up and away. So this is the female mass. High knees, wading through, jumping in, one pull, and we're out and away. Karawa through the middle, strong through there. Venus Bay next to them with the ultra great start. But what I wanted you to do, Josh, when we get through this first pickup, talk us through the transition and the decisions that need to be made from the driver.
Yeah, of course. So Broadbeach around the can first there. The rest of the group very tight. Karawa not far behind in lane 4. Karawa with a slightly speedier pickup. Broadbeach slowing down a little bit now. We see Karawa in 4, Williamstown in 6, Hampton in 8 with their nose just in front now. So coming into the transition now, you've got to be very careful here. The tide is going out, so that water will run out very quickly. Drivers are out away while the patients and crew persons are dragging it, getting the right water underneath the motor so the driver can get in and go straight away without hassle, which Karawa there on lane 4 has done to perfection.
Yeah, that was interesting. So Karawa looks like they beached themselves a fair way in, but it was great work from the patient and the crewie to drag that boat back into some sort of water, and that's just opened up that lead. That was great work there. Tight turn, a little bit of a stumble there for Hampton at the bottom of the screen, but at the moment it is Karawa getting it done, top of the screen. Broadbeach there as well. 4 is the number, and that race on for that final spot is going to be ultra tight. Yeah,
we've just seen Dana from Karawa in lane 3 there with a fantastic can work, has edged herself into the 4th position now. So yeah, Hampton across the line, Karawa across the line, Broadbeach across the line.
And it looks like there was there half a scorpion, as you like to say, just getting out of the boat. So that could have been that 4th position gone once more. Just trying to pick up what lane that was in. But let's take nothing away from the Hampton M team. Again, showing their pace. That was Mia Osler And Steph York getting it done in the boat with Jesse Tamelslid and Josh Laney in the water as the patients. But that was...
Yeah, fantastic transition, fantastic second leg. Again, Mass it's a long race. There's a lot of elements to it. How many elements can you get right?
On the element they're getting right, they are extremely fast. Boat trims nicely on there. Saw the ladies on the beach the other day, just slight athletic builds, and that makes a huge difference. Yeah.
If you can cut some weight out of your boat, it's going to help dramatically get to top speed quicker.
And also really, really fast runners too, like so fast across the sand. Semi-final number 2. So the start list there for number 1. But then on the start line coming up, we will have our semi-final number 2 from the Mass. I know that 13th Beach will be there. North Cronulla is there. Black Rock, Venus Bay, Sunset, Miami, Caves, and Karawa.
And whistle's just gone. We're now in the starters' hands, waiting for the start of this second semi of the Open Female Mass Rescue. Guns up and away we go for the second semi of the female mass rescue. Girls are in, they're off. Karawa lane 8 with the best of it. Northern lanes contending with a bit of swell.
And when you say a bit, that might have been the wave of the carnival. That was huge. So a bit of air there for Barwon Heads, keeping that boat square and straight was so important there. Bottom of the screen, all the paces there for Karawa Team CS at the moment. North Cronulla with a great pick up there as well. But look at that lead at the moment, bottom of the screen.
Yeah, coming into the transition now, very important time, as we've been saying. Make sure you kill it with just enough water to get out of and not slow you down too much, so you can run up, get around that bubble while your crew and patient are dragging that boat around. Making sure they've now also got enough water to get back in, get away without dredging up too much sand. Karawa, a couple of issues there in lane 8, slow them down a little bit. We see Caves Beach in lane 7 with the best of it now.
Yes, I think Caves went in the water. Hit the sand in about 3rd position there, and a great transition there from the squad. But coming out, look at that boat speed next to them. It's at Miami, absolutely flying at the moment as well. So 1, 2, and 3 from positions, 3 and 4. That a miss can there for Caves. Tiny little error through there. That's costly for them. But at the bottom of the screen now, opening up for Karawa, Miami there as well.
Yeah, so this has opened up the game now for Venus Bay and Sunset. They're hunting that 4th place position through to the final. Karawa across the line, Miami across the line, North Cronulla. That 4th place, was that Venus Bay?
Yeah, I think it might have been Venus Bay from nowhere.
Yeah, so a couple of issues in the cans with Caves Beach on that second leg there. It's very costly.
Yeah, 2 whip rounds a can, may as well just shut that down. But yeah, tough stuff there. But the CS team of Sienna Duncan, Courtney Quiche, Al Shepherd, and Simone Van Eck start to finish comfortable.
Yeah, very minimal mistakes. Slightly slow on the transition, which I'm pretty sure she'll be cleaning up for the final.
So on to the men. So the crews then will get the boats out of the water. The next squads will be making their way across. So a few more races left. We're going to have a slight little recess, and then we're going to be into the finals package start list for the next race.
Caves Beach, Caves Maroon in 1, Karawa CJ in 2, Karawa ST in 3, Barwon Heads 13th Beach Team D in 4, Miami Beach Team A in 5, Miami Beach Team B in 6, Williamstown Swimming and Lifesaving Club Team A in 7, Queenscliff Tony Hawk in 8. So we see that today teams having to deal with this extra swell is also having an impact on the starters. They're holding that race a little bit longer at the start, making sure we can get that even start for our competitors.
Because everything matters today. The one thing that I'm finding really glaring is the amount of errors we've seen today. We didn't see that over the last couple of days, but when the lights are brightest, when the stage is the biggest, when your whole season comes down to 2 races. Well, it's actually 1 race because you've got to get through this one. When it comes down to this one moment in time, sometimes errors just creep in.
That's exactly right. Pressure is on today. Who can make the least amount of errors? Who can stay consistent? Who can stay consistent and fast is next key.
Yeah, need clarity in the mind, because they say that pressure is a privilege. So to be in this spot, you've done the work, just go out there with that clear mind and execute, because it should just basically be second nature to these guys. Hours and hours and hours throughout the season, years and years of competing. It's just a matter of executing.
If you can do what you know you can do in this race, you will win it.
So Karawa looking comfortable, clear mind, smiles on their faces, ready to get out there.
Yeah, so we see some waves breaking through down the southern lanes there. Causing a little bit of havoc for the starters, making their job very, very difficult today.
So interesting to see. So drivers, hat, sunnies. Was your driver a hat and sunny man?
In the early days. In the early days, yes.
When it was cool.
Yeah.
Then he matured.
We can say that.
So patient boats still just getting the last of the patience. So this is the tough thing too. So a few of these drivers, patients and crew from the last race would be up, quick something to drink, run straight across into the pig pen or the holding yard for the patients, name ticked off, into the boat, get dropped off at the correct spot. So just a little bit more time for these crews to re-go over their game plan in their head.
That's right. When we are in the transition between the female events and the male events, we see patients may have back-to-back races. So, yeah, they'll be finishing one race, running straight down the other end to go in the next one.
So Miami on the screen there, another live heat special, but we're now in the starters' hands. So final checks, final changes.
Lights out and away we go. Very quick from the Miami boys there in lane 6. Not far behind them. Karawa in 2 and in 3. Very tight front pack here.
So we've got some 23s, we've got some Masters, and plus we've got the Opens in this. Cairns looking ultra tight at the moment. Guys getting through. Queensy on that right-hand side of the screen with that great pickup. But the pace is coming through the middle. Miami.
Yeah, Miami there with some great can work, edging out just in front of everyone else now. But yeah, Queenscliff lane 8, Karawa lane 3 with the next best of it. Moving into the transition now. Drivers are out. See, many of these boats are very dry now, relying on that crew person to drag that boat around, make sure there's enough water in it. Who will reign supreme on this transition? Miami with a good start.
And maybe top of the screen there as well. Caves from nowhere. That's been a great transition. So they were sitting in about second to third, and they've just opened up that huge lead with a great transition. So to that Karawa ST team at the moment. Miami B team going to be thereabouts. Oh, this is ultra fast.
Yeah, great transition there from Caves. That's exactly what you want in the mass rescue. If you can rely on your crewie to be able to get that boat around when you beach it that dry, that's fantastic. It's going to be a fight for the 4th position place in this one through to the next round. Caves easy in it, Karawa easy in it, Miami and the other Karawa team. Karawa, 2 teams in it, 2 through to the final.
Yeah, just that ultra dry finish, extra foot speed through there. Queenscliff just didn't have enough to get across the line, so that was the top 4. A little sneaky one. So they were just Caves Beach, that back end, perfect.
Yeah, 100%. From coming in from that transition, heading out, second set of can work, pure class.
That it was. So getting into the next semi-final.
So Miami with a great showing in the men's mass. They had 2 in the first semi-final. They've also got 2 teams in the second semi-final. Incredibly difficult to do. So here's a start list of the second semi of the Open Male IRB Mass Rescue. North Cronulla in 1, Thirroul 2, Kira 3, Blackrock 4. A second team from Kira in 5, Thirroul 6, and then your 2 teams from Miami in 7 and 8.
What a morning down here. Sun is shining. The crowd is out. Tents are still up. It's just a bit of white water there through 4 and 5. Whistle's gone. We're now in the starters' hands.
Guns up and we're off for the second semi-final of the Open Men's Mass Rescue. North Cronulla in 1 with the best of it. Not far behind them, Kira in 3 and Kira in 5. Moving into the first set of cans now. Very speedy from Kira in 5. Pure class, maintaining that speed through the pickup. He's got their nose just in front of the rest of the pack now. North Cronulla in 1, not far behind. Also looking down to Miami in 8. Can Miami get another team in this final? Moving into the transition now. Teams out, running around the bubbles. Crewies getting those boats around, finding the right water. Who can get in and away? Kira, North Cronulla, Thirroul, Miami. There's your top 4.
Tight work on the can there. So Kira on the right-hand side as well. Just nice pick-up on screen with them at the moment. So with Ben having a look around just to double-check where everyone is. Never gives too much away emotionally, so you can't never know if he's leading or if he's coming last, but it's usually at the front. Top 4 is that figure. It's going to be... Oh, wow. Top of the screen, I believe we'll be looking at there.
Yeah, very clean top 4 there. We've got Thirroul, North Cronulla, Kira and Miami through with a bit of a gap from them to the 5th and 6th place.
It just feels as if that wind has picked up somewhat as we make our way through to the final. Miami on screen there.
Yeah, so Miami be very happy to get 2 teams into the final. 1 team from the first semi, another team from the second semi. Ben Domeraki on screen, winner of the Open Male Maths last year at Australian titles.
And everything else, it felt like?
Yeah, pretty much. Next race, start list. Open Female IRB Teams Rescue. We have Venus Bay, Sunset Beach, New Zealand, Blackrock, Miami, Thirroul, Kurrawa, Broadbeach, and rounding it out, Barwon Heads, 13th Beach.
So 13th Beach on screen, Thirroul there. Alley, the blue alley there, so how will these ladies be feeling now? So what are we, 3 races in? Teams Rescue. It's now not just about you, it's about the club, it's about your team.
Yeah, so now we're over halfway through the semi-finals. Not far to go. Excitement's up. Blood's flowing. We've now got the pace from the first half of the semis. Is that pace going to continue on? Or are other clubs going to start to shine?
We can hush over the crowd as we wait for our starters' final instructions. Just picking up still again, tiny little waves coming through. Just waiting on the call. So off and away, top of the screen, we saw the red cap of Venus Bay. Ladies getting the knees nice and high. One in and away. Best of the rest is that Kurrawa DLLG team. Venus Bay, top of the screen, looking strong there as well. BlackRock sitting in that third spot here for the teams. Now, does this race mean a little bit more because it is a team's race?
Yeah, 100%. As we've spoken about this weekend, sharing it with just your crew person and patience, one thing, but doing that with a whole other crew, even better.
A little bit more, I guess, pressure put on yourself because your teammate doesn't really care too much. They just want you to do your best and have some fun. But sometimes when you get a little bit more pressure on, things happen. Wave out the back there through the middle. 13th beach on screen, looking strong. Anchoring that with the patient, trying to whip that boat around. Quick transition around the bubble, tagging before the line. And look at that, just at the bottom of the screen there. Broadbeach is getting a little bit too deep, trying to get that boat into any sort of water. All the girls struggling a little bit, but Kurrawa, best of it through the middle. Top of the screen is going to be that of Venus Bay. Who was that first one out through there?
That Kurrawa?
Yeah, I think it might have been Kurrawa. Yeah, it is Kurrawa. That was absolutely great through there. So great changeover. Top 4 is pretty even at the moment. 5 still in it.
Yeah, Miami Beach doing very well in lane 4. A little bit slower on the pickup there. However, they are in and away we go. Best of it, Kurrawa. Then to the top of your screen, Venus Bay. Then you're looking at BlackRock in 3. Miami on the heels in 4.
Sunset and 13th Beach going to be there as well for that last spot. Sprint finish through there. Deep finish there for Sunset. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, bit of a slower exit for BlackRock. May have seen Miami run past on the beach.
So decisions is always a key thing. So Sunset was sitting in about 5th to 6th place. Full throttle, high up on the beach. Momentum carried through. Able to keep the body upright. Get the legs pumping straight across the line. Making their way from 6th into 3rd.
Yeah, huge effort from the ladies there. Great finish. That is exactly how you'd like to execute that part of the race.
That was swift. That was exciting. Some more excitement coming up. Kira, Caves Beach, Aldinga Bay, Hampton, Caves again, Point Lookout, Broadbeach, Kurrawa is what we're looking at here for semi-final number 2 of the female teams rescue. Hampton has to be thereabouts again, you would think. Top 4 is what they're going to want to be looking at.
Yeah, expect a good showing from Hampton as well as Caves.
So the Caves are maroon and yellow. Point Lookouts in there. Broadbeach, Kurrawa. You always want to say every heat is stacked, but in Australian titles, every race is stacked.
Yeah, we're in the semi-finals of the Opens now. These teams have gone through multiple rounds. They've prevailed. Now's the time to show us what they can do.
All right, whistle's gone. Everyone clearing out. So off, away, clean at the moment. So boat's nice and deep. Who's going to get that first pull of the throttle? Looks like it might be Broadbeach at the bottom of the screen. Also third place up there, Aldinga Bay with the absolute flyer through there. They're leading us out at the moment. Aldinga Bay, leg 1 of 2, making their way around. They're going to be the first one to turn quite comfortably.
Yeah, Aldinga Bay, then into Caves Beach, then not far behind Broadbeach and Karawa. Putting Lookout in the mix. Great pickups all around. A little bit slow there from Hampton in 4, but Caves, unstoppable, out in front.
Yeah, wow. So they were in that second spot and just absolutely dominated those first 2 turns quite comfortably. So they're going to beach it nice and deep. On board there with Karawa, pumping the legs through ribbons to match as well. Tagging onto the next person. Off and away. High knees. Boats getting dragged back into the water. Up, away, pull, and away. Bottom of the screen.
Yeah, Karawa with the best of it. Then into Caves. Then looking up the top of your screen to Kira in 1. Fantastic transition from Kira. Getting their action. Broadbeach in the mix too. Aldinga Bay transition may have been costly.
Oh, when you talk about cost at the moment on screen, priceless work there from Karawa. Wow. Transition, start, away, turns, perfect. Caves Beach there sitting in that second to third spot at the moment, but our top 4 is quite clear. So these ladies can shut it down. Karawa's going to make their way across the line comfortably. So too Caves, so too Broadbeach, and top of the screen.
Kira and then Broadbeach at the bottom again.
So that's our top 4.
Very clean. As you saw there, the ladies on those finishes there, all with lots of experience. They knew they were in the top 4. They knew they're through to the next round. Let's make sure of this finish. Take some risk out of it. Do it a little bit slower. They had the gap. They could afford to do it.
Definitely. So in between these races now, is there enough time to hydrate, get some food into your system? Because it is such a fast-paced program this morning, what would you be doing as an athlete in between races if you do get any time?
I'd be having someone on standby, holding the jacket, holding the drink, so I can run up, get the jacket back on. If I can towel off a little bit to get some dry so that wind's not affecting me as much, I'll definitely try to do so.
Because it cuts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That wind.
Yeah, when you've got that water, especially when you've got a thin wetsuit on the top, that stays wet, the wind hits that, makes it even colder.
So Teams Rescue for the males, Broadbeach, Caves, The Rule, Kira, Hampton, Queenscliff, Caves, and South Melbourne. So Teams Rescue again, same race as what we saw before, but it's time for the gentlemen to get out there and get fast.
Yeah, if it's anything similar to what we saw in the mass rescue earlier, expect a good showing from Caves, good showing from Kira in this one.
So coaches also in there. You just see the bit of monkey action there from Kira. I'm not too sure what that is, but it's been quite prominent. Yeah. Is it nervous jitters?
Oh, washing off the pressure.
Washing off the pressure. Just monkeying around. Very good. Yeah. Because if we're not having fun, what are we doing?
That's exactly right.
South Melbourne on screen there. Team name Grumpy Kahuna.
Grumpy Kahuna. Patient boats heading out, dropping patients off, getting in the water.
So they get dropped at the third can, swim their way through.
This is this all team for Teams Rescue in the middle of competition. They'll drop them off right at the second can.
Oh, that's polite.
Yeah. Oh, we had a dive, another jump. Any backflips today?
Is that a thing?
Yeah. There we go, bomb dive. And sliding into the end there.
Half a manu. All right, starters hands. South Melbourne on screen. starter just waiting for that perfect opportunity.
Push it hard on the transition for the next one, like our match, or same again? Match transition, same again? No, shallow position of height.
The crew's just having a peek over their shoulder, checking on the starters to see if there's any movement there.
Oh no, I know. They can change it. Like it'll help them can.
So the set has now gone through. Ish. So off, away and clean. Waves have now all but dissipated. Clean and green water. If it's clean, we're mean, we're fast. Middle of the screen. That Kira BC team absolutely flying out there. Just trying to keep those bodies as streamlined as possible. Less wind resistance, the rule there. Going to be around in about 3rd to 4th position, but it's Kira in the lead at the moment. Right-hand side of the screen, Kira just getting, the rule. Nice pick up here. That's clean. Up and away, full throttle. But just on the right-hand edge there, Kira leading us out with their mates next to them from Hampton.
Yeah, that's right. Kira and Hampton, great work in the cans. Very fast. Coming into that transition leg now. Both having about the same amount of water. Ben Domeraki incredibly fast on the sand. Second crew's coming down to the boats now. Has their crew person got enough water under the boat? Yes, they have. Kira just in front. A little bit of problems from Hampton there. May have got Queenscliff up in the mix now.
Oh, wow, look at this at the moment. But out in front, Kira. Queenscliff looking strong. Thurul there as well. Looking strong. Caves Beach in that 3rd spot. Pick up perfect there from Kira. Leading us out at the moment. Queenscliff in that 2nd spot. And then it was the 2 white caps of Caves and Thurul in 3rd and 4th at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be a hunt for 4th between Hampton and Thurul there. Who can get out, who can exit better. Hampton quite not just there.
Not just there, yeah, they're out. See you later. They started off so strong. And again, we speak ad nauseum about it. Boats are all the same pace. It all comes down to the skills. It comes down to the execution. It comes down to minimising the errors. And there was no errors on screen from the team with the best social media account in IRB racing.
Yeah, Kira there, that is exactly how you want to run a team's rescue. Get in the lead for the first leg, extend on that transition, and have a clean second leg.
That was so clean, so fast. And only a few more races. 5 more races left here for the semi-finals. And then we're going to take a short break. And then we're going to be into the finals package that is going to be absolutely pumping. We're going to be elated to bring you the energy. So next race is the team's rescue for Miami, Barwon Heads, Nobbies, Kiamba Downs, Kurrawa, Miami, Williamstown, and Broad Beach. 8 into 4 is what we're looking at. That is the equation.
Yeah, Miami with another good showing here. They had 4 teams in the men's mass semi-finals. And here we have 2 in the second semi of the team's rescue. Sure to see a good performance out of them. Williamstown on screen here, closest to us.
So Barwon Heads on screen. Do you call them Barwon Heads or 13th Beach?
I think I go between.
I think they just go with 13th. Anyway, on the start, are you a crouch starter or just a little bit more...
I'll stand, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't care which foot's in front.
You sure?
Whichever is easier for me to look at the starter.
Okay.
If I'm on the southern end, my right foot will be forward. If I'm on the northern end, my left foot will be forward.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the sky blue and white cap of Nobbies. Miami closest to us there. A couple little jumps to keep the energy flowing.
Yeah, there's not much of a stick that needs to get you either, is it?
And we're off with heat semi-final 2 of the Open Men's Team Rescue. Barwon heads 13th Beach with a great start. As with Miami, right next door to them, Williamstown knows just in front. Those top 5 teams there, very tight.
Yeah, just in that 5th spot, it's going to be the blue cap of Nobbies, just trying to get those tight turns through there. Barwon heads on the right-hand side of screen. That was a great pick-up through there. Crew now getting that right cheek on the edge of the boat there. Needs to be in contact, keeping it nice and low, streamlined, trying to keep out of the wind.
Yeah, Williamstown with the best of it at the moment. Then the next 3 clear in front of everybody else, coming into their transition now. Very speedy exit from Miami Beach. Tagging the next cruise, getting down, hoping there's enough water under your boat to get started for the second time. Miami, what a transition. 3rd into 1st.
That was elite. So that was a semi-dry finish, but just the pace on the feet, because that matters too, right? You've got to be a fast runner, because if you can get that half a second or a second in front of another person, that just opens up that gap that little bit more. And they're absolutely dominating this at the moment. Top of the screen there as well, the Miami B team.
Yeah, so Miami, 2 teams in it, currently in 1st and 2nd position. 13th Beach, not far behind. Williamstown in contention. Miami, 13th Beach, Kurrawa.
Oh, bottom of the screen.
Broadbeach must have stuck through there.
Oh,
great effort from Miami. 2 teams in the semi-final, both through to the final.
And Broadbeach just lurking in the shadows. We didn't even see them come through, and then boom, deep finish, sprint finish, and to our eye, it looked as if that's a provisional 4th place, and they are going to make their way through to another Aussie final.
Yeah, great effort from Miami. Little slower on that first leg, but transition, second leg, very fast. That's exactly what you want. Fast second leg.
So we are on to the straights now. So just the surf rescue. What do you call it?
I just call it the surf.
The dash for cash?
Dash for cash, the surf. Open female surf rescue, semi-final 1 of the females. Blackrock, Kurrawa, Ocean Grove, a 2nd team from Kurrawa, Williamstown, Caves Beach, Kira, and North Cronulla to round out the 8 teams in the first semi-final here.
And this is the race everyone loves to do. So we had 110 starters in this race, 110 crews. We are now whittled down to 16, 2 semi-finals of 8. Top 4 from each of these will then make their way through. Is this one of the hardest Aussie finals to make?
Yeah, just purely because of it's short, it's fast. If you make a mistake, you're likely out. Other races, your mass rescue, your team's rescue, usually a mistake doesn't mean the end of it all, but in the surf rescue, one mistake is costly.
Correct. We just saw on screen before the North Cronulla Chop Queen. So we had Iona's birthday yesterday. She's now in the water. Cronulla on screen there. Katie Coughlin. Oh, the fastest and cleanest start we've seen through there. Looks like it's going to be Cave's first one to get their butts in the seat, pulling of the trigger, but it's not. It's through lane 4.
Kurrawa in 4, Kurrawa in 2, Kira in 7 with the best of it. Not far behind, Blackrock Lightning in 1.
Now the can work is going to be key here. Who's going to get the best of it? Nice and quick, maximum speed the whole way through.
Yeah, great pickup from Kira. Solidifies that position in first now with a boat length of a lead over Kurrawa in 4.
That was elite.
Yeah, Bailey Nash, winner of the female mass last year at Aussies.
And it felt like she won everything last year as well.
That's exactly right.
It's so fast on the sand as well. And then dip across the line. That last place is going to be tight between possibly Black Rock or Caves. With Bailey Nash back fit, healthy, and firing away.
Yeah, she didn't do too many events this year. Missed out on a lot of the Queensland series, but yeah, came back hunting for medals at the state titles and now at the Australian titles.
And especially coming back from a broken bone as well, right? You need to make sure that everything is correct because it is quite jarring out there. All the bumps, all the spills, all the thrills.
Yeah, that's right. Making sure you're in tip-top shape so you can perform to the fullest ability. But semi-final 2, getting ready on the line. We have Broadbeach, Hampton, Barwon Heads 13th Beach, a second team from Broadbeach, 2 teams from Caves, Alexandra Headland and Miami Beach. This is the first Alexandra Headland team we've seen in the semi-final today.
Hampton M team on the screen. Miami Team B ready to go as well. Big smiles down the camera. The ladies are pumped up, fired up, ready to go. But I believe that's a team with the target on their back at the moment for my liking, that Hampton M team. 23 ladies dominated. Alexandra Headlands. And then the 2 white caps of Caves Beach next to them. Broadbeach just above them. 13th Beach. Getting closer and closer to the last of the straights here for the 2025 Sharkskin IRB Australian Championships at Southwest Rocks.
Confirming that we've covered the CQ on Team B3.
Yeah, we're working on that now.
All right, there we have it. Starters' hands officially.
And away we go for the final semi of the female surf rescue. We're in Broadbeach in 4 with the best of it. Karawa in lane 8, not far behind. Looking to lane 1, another Broadbeach team. Top of your screen there, tightly contested.
Yeah, Broadbeach out ultra quick through the start there, waiting for those tight turns. Hampton with a couple of good turns there, making their way from third, keeping it ultra tight. So they're going from third into first. Bottom of the screen there, Miami in there as well. That is our top 4 at the moment. It's pretty clear. But the movers coming from Barwon Heads, I feel they're just inching closer and closer to that 4th position. Deep finish is where it's at. Josh, take us through the finish.
Yeah, amazing can work from Hampton, solidifies that position. Miami, they're out there running. Hampton across the line. Miami, Broadbeach. 4th place, very difficult to tell there. May have been Caves.
Yeah, maybe. Just a little bit more, I guess, power through that line on the sand. Possibly that Caves black team. But the Hampton and the Broadbeach squads, along with Miami, they were streets above everyone else in that race. That was perfection.
Yeah, definitely a class above the rest there. We'll see them in the final, see how they can compete.
So from the ladies into the men for the straights, surf rescue again. So I said earlier we had 110 starters, team starting for the females. For the males, 174 starters.
174 into 16. We are sure that these 16 are elite level. The competition has never been more fierce.
And good numbers here as well.
Yeah, good numbers. Very, very similar to last year. Which is good, keeping it consistent.
And that is the beauty of surf lifesaving. There's so many different pathways in which you can keep yourself involved, and not only just volunteering and lifesaving, but keeping yourself involved in competition. And here for the surf rescue for the second but last semi-final, Thirroul, Barwon Heads, Kurrawa, Kira, teams BI and CT, Barwon Heads, 13th Beach, Williamstown and Hampton. That is our first semi-final for the surf rescue race. 35 seconds of extreme speed, execution, and excellence.
Yeah, multiple teams from Kira, multiple teams from Barwon Heads, 13th Beach. They'll be happy to at least get one team through. We're now in the starters' hands. Whistle has gone.
Do we know what hour came yet by any chance? Coming now.
Hey mate, excuse me. Sorry, can you just, if you've got a radio, just go away from here because there's a microphone right there. It's picking up everything.
So just waiting for the last of the waves, the set to finish up. And then we'll be away very, very shortly. The ticker at the bottom just rolling through the results from the previous race.
I come and subtly sat down like it looks like ours, but I'll check before I get you to get off it.
I'll make up for that.
Just waiting for the guns up. So off and away for the first of the semi-finals for the surf rescue. Up and away and clean. No surprise to see the Kira team BI getting first of the bunch out there. Carl tucked in next to them, but the bottom of the screen, Williamstown. Strong start there, Josh.
Yeah, great start from Williamstown. Barwon Heads, 13th Beach in lane 2. Next best of it. Don't forget the Kira C team there right next to Bendomaraki. Lane 8 from Hampton. Can they keep some speed out of that pickup? Yes, they can. Look at this line. Bit of a slower pickup from Kira in 4. Has them going to be fighting for a 4th place finish here. Your top 3 clear of the rest. Williamstown, Barwon Heads, 13th Beach, Kira. Oh,
Defending champion.
out of the action. Was that 2 teams from Barwon Heads, 13th Beach through to the final?
I think it might have been. That was really tight through there. We're just trying to keep an eye because all of the 8 were there at that same time. And then just the pickups had to be perfect. You know, a couple of minor little errors that just wasn't enough to keep these teams in the top 4, but that was way too tight to call.
Yeah, we see Kira CT there through to the final of the Open Men's They did win the under-23 surf rescue. Can they do the double?
Can they do the double? Not with Barwon's Heads, I'm hoping so, because the Barwon Heads were great through. They had some really nice pace through there. Then that last spot as well, still not too sure that's going to be, but we'll watch that ticket down the bottom to see what's going to transpire, because the Kira Team BI that led us out, first one to the can, unfortunately, their Aussie champs for that event is now done and dusted.
So start list for the second and final semi-final of the Open Male IRB Surf Rescue. We have Caves, Miami, South Melbourne, Kira, Broadbeach, Hampton, Kurrawa, and another team from Barwon Heads, 13th Beach. Whistle's gone. Looking to be a bit of a quicker turnaround on this race in the starter's hands.
So we need to go take the boat around to...
And we're off for the action-packed semi-final 2 of the Open Men Rescue. Miami in 2 with the best of it. Next best would be Broadbeach in 5. All around the can in unison.
Oh, geez, that is so tight.
Broadbeach with a great turn and pickup. Look at this.
Judge's nightmare coming right up.
6 teams across the field there. Caves Beach White definitely not out of the game up in lane 1. Miami nose in front of the rest. Hot finish all round. Miami's through, South Melbourne's through, Kira's through. Who's got that 4th
It
position?
might have been bottom of the screen. That Kurrawa CJ team just looked like they might have got that finish through that little bit faster than everyone else. But the Miami Team D.
Yeah. Great effort from the boys. Nice start, great can work, great finish.
So that wraps up the semi-final action here for the Sharkskin IRB Championships here at Southwest Rocks. We're going to leave you with some short messages from our sponsors, and we will be back for our finals package in about 20 minutes time, ladies and gentlemen. Keep watching, because we'll be back very, very shortly.
Yeah, we make it right here in Newcastle, Australia. Not only we ship it here, we ship it all around the world. We reinvented the wetsuit with a 3-layered fabric that is lighter, warmer, and it's neutrally buoyant. We also reinvented the ration. We've got something that's lightweight, it's super durable, and 100% chlorine resistant. Come in and check us out at our concept store here in Beresfield, one of our friendly retailers, or online. Thanks for buying Sharkskin.